Bonjour à tous, hello everybody, I'm Garrett. We're back with our Tour de France de Fromage Francais, our Tour of France of French cheese with the Brie de Meaux. As you can see here, it's got this nice little label. This particular brie comes from, according to the circle here, the Fromagerie d'Angers en Triconville. And that is in the Meaux department of France. The Brie de Meaux is named for a village called Meaux. Get a picture up here. In the Seine-et-Marne region, but this particular cheese that I purchased at Cora for €2.98 for 180 grams comes from the Fromagerie in Triconville in the Meaux department. There's 5 or 6 departments that can make the Brie de Meaux. However, it's named after that village, and this brie has been made for over 1,000 years. In fact, it's reputed to have started in the Abbey of Notre Dame du Jouarre, which was founded by Benedictines. Nuns are still there, in the 600s. And then later, this cheese is talked about as being tasted by Charlemagne. In fact, in his Life of Charlemagne, the monk Eginhard talks about how Charlemagne tried this cheese and actually liked it. So it has a very rich history. Later, in the 19th century, at the Congress of Vienna, in which the Order of Europe was re-established after the Napoleonic Wars, there was a debate between the French diplomat Charles de Talleyrand and the Austrian diplomat Metternich. And Talleyrand kept talking about how much he liked this cheese and how brie was the king of cheeses. And so Metternich organized a banquet at the end of the Congress of Vienna in 1815, in which all the representative countries offered a cheese. There's 52 or 53 cheeses. And Metternich was so proud of what's called Bavaria Blau, and get a picture here, that he thought that the cheese would win. At the end of the banquet, he was convinced that it was brie that was actually the king of cheeses. And what else can I tell you? Brie is, you can see here, it's a raw milk cheese, and it's made by curdling the milk, which is heated, and those curds are then broken up, and they use a special shovel called the pelle de brie, which is used to hand scoop the milk that is curdled into molds. And those molds then are aged for about 6 to 8 weeks, and that eventually gives this brie the fine white crust that you see here. I should also say there's a couple variations on brie. The Brie de Meaux is the younger, finer, and less salty one compared to its cousin, the Brie de Melun, which we'll cover in another video. So, without further ado, got my knife. Gonna cut off a small piece here. As you can see, this is pretty unctuous cheese. It's got a nice buttery, almost walnut taste. It's not at all liquid, but it's just an incredible cheese. And if you live elsewhere in the world, you may be able to find this cheese in your local supermarket, but obviously there's no substitute for coming to France to try it. So I highly recommend it, and till next time, au revoir.